I like that. Dude, we have not started a podcast out like that before, bro. That was good.
An epic
I like that.
tone setter.
I figured. That was the goal.
You just got back from New York, bro. Paul Deemer here with us. And also, I was talking to him earlier, dude. You are our first brass musician that we've had.
Okay.
We had So, but he's woodwind. So
He's brass wind, actually.
is he really? So how does that work?
Well, shoot, it's been so long. I might be wrong about that. Oh, yeah. Let me scoot up here. I'm still at horn distance.
Get your podcast face.
One
my
horn
etiquette.
length. Yeah.
Okay.
Got to mouth to mouth over here.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's the woodwind. If we get literal, we're already talking shop here. If we get literal, though, the sax is brass. So I think it's part of the brass wind family, but generally speaking, I guess it's lumped in there with the woodwinds. But it's made out of brass.
Because it's a reed instrument.
It is.
Right.
Yeah, there's the wood part here for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I remember people kind of arguing about that back and forth
Yeah.
in the college days. So.
That's not really brass.
That's
reed.
That's a cornet, right? What you just played?
It's a flugelhorn.
It's a flugelhorn.
Horn.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
So you play, how many different brass instruments do you play?
Well, let's see. Let me count. I play trombone, trumpet, flugel, baritone. I can get some notes out on French horn, and I can play a bit of this and that on the tuba. So
Okay.
I lost count.
Bro, I saw homeboy at Gallery, Will, what is his last name? I forget it. He played with Mike at the Burnals for a while. Hasn't lately.
Oh, Will Owen Gage.
No, not Will. A different one. He was the bass player. But dude, he was at Gallery and he did like a fucking sousaphone solo, bro. He probably literally brought out a sousaphone.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
about? Blonde, curly hair, glasses.
Yeah,
maybe.
he's like
hat.
He's like, yeah, he's got, I think he's like a little bit, he's probably like in his mid 40s, like maybe late 40s.
Okay.
If we're talking about the same guy.
If he's the same guy I think of, he also plays trombone too. So.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
So, yeah, trombone to me is an interesting one because of all the ones, that's like the one where it's the most like you just have to know, like playing it, because there's no, yeah, exactly. It's like, there's like this, whatever you're playing. I have nothing about brass, but I'm assuming there's certain ones, this is this note,
Sure.
Yeah, and
yeah.
with trombone, it's just like, it's just this position.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just kind of splitting, it's like there's the harmonic series, it's like sound physics with air and columns and sound waves. And each, valve or slide position, increases or decreases the length of the tubing of the horn, and that kind of manipulates, that harmonic series and the note that comes out. So it's all off of like physics,
right?
Vibration.
You do also have to change like your embouchure, like just how your mouth is shaped and all that, right, to get different octaves. Like I'm also outside the brass.
Sure, it's I hope your listeners want to hear this.
Dude, we got right into the
we're talking trombone
technical
shop.
tech.
We got just brass listeners right now.
We'll get to strippers and blow later. Don't worry, it's fine.
Hell yeah.
Get through the boring stuff first. We're good.
So the lips vibrate as a result of like the air column and the sound wave occurring inside the cylinder, right, of the horn. And there's like nodes on the horn, and the valves create new nodes. And again, it's similar to a guitar. You've got the neck with the nut. I don't know the guitar pieces.
That's where my expertise lies.
The bridge, right? The hole, F hole, or whatever it is. I think that's a violin has the F hole.
Sound hole, F hole.
Yeah.
I prefer it as an F hole.
Yeah, I think most of us do. Yeah, of course. But we've got the strings and for us is actually our lips, at least in my opinion. And so there's a little bit of that. And it's the air that causes the vibration rather than plucking. But the size of the guitar body is similar to the size of the oral cavity. And so with trumpet, I have to kind of squeeze a little bit smaller. So think of like a ukulele maybe. But honestly, in the brass world and trumpet world especially, there's all these different camps of like, inside the pink, outside. Well, everyone I think agrees for the most part outside the pink. There are some exceptions. There's just a whole bunch of like very zealous or dogmatic as with everything, when you go deep into the nuts and bolts of it, beliefs
and they're like internal debates, and
they're oftentimes like polar opposites. So, I do what works for me, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man. Well, and bro, you do, man. You work it, bro. Because I'm like, I see you just all over the place, and I like that you're not just specifically because I feel like there's some players around here. And they're the jazz people, so they're really only ever at Elephant Room or at Monks or one of those, And then there's other ones that are maybe they like to stick to Continental Club, Gallery, whatever. And it's like you're kind of. I feel like I see you just kind of everywhere, bro. You were at the at Atkins thing, which on 36.
Oh yeah,
dude, I haven't been to 36 to just on purpose in so fucking long.
Yeah,
bro.
Gig or otherwise.
But it was fun, dude.
It was. It was.
We always end up talking about fucking James Atkins on this fucking podcast.
He always comes up,
dude.
Yeah. It was inevitable. We're making an album together,
Dude, that's
nice.
fucking.
Yeah.
I feel like I did know that because how's that going? Like, where you going?
It's going great. We've been working on it for almost 2 years. It seems like longer in a way. But yeah, I believe it's been about 2 years. I'd have to check the calendar for that specifically. But, we had the kind of getting acquaintanced, whatever, getting to know each other period.
Sure.
And then it's just been, to me, it feels like there's a little bit of a yin and yang vibe, which really creates a great dynamic between us. And part of that is manifested through, or you can see it through like the age difference. I'm almost 10 years older than him, and kind of getting nerdy again. But that's been like a strategy, for lack of a better word, for someone like Miles Davis or even Bob James, who James is working with, or Wayne Shorter, et cetera, surrounding yourself with younger people, a younger perspective. They're
same
exactly.
Vibe. Yeah.
So, younger person. Culturally different, right? I'm from El Paso. He's from Orlando. Big
El Chuco, dude. We can get to Chico's tacos later. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's always a late night hang. So,
well, even if it wasn't an age thing, just like growing up in pretty different parts of the country, like that's giving you guys some different experiences and perspectives.
Where did you grow up? Actually, was it here?
I grew up. No, born and raised in El Paso.
Oh, duh, but Texas. But that's El Paso's not really like Texas.
That's some people say that.
Yeah.
I don't.
In a lot of ways, I mean, it is, but it's like it's its own island out there.
It's funny too because all the way up to San Antonio, it used to be Mexico.
Yeah.
And then of course the Alamo and all that shit happened. So
fucking bunch of white guys got capped.
So they they got surrounded. But it's funny that it's often certain types of people that are like, well, El Paso's not Texas. They didn't they're still like, I don't know what the takeaway is from that, but
bro, Volta, Mars Volta's from El Paso, bro.
Gotta give credit, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, like I've found this out because I dated someone from El Paso for like 8 years, and so I've been out there a bit, and I didn't realize there's a real artist scene out there. Like there's a lot. There's like a lot of creativity, a lot of. But I was like, it makes kind of sense because there's just like what else in a lot of ways, it's El Paso, so it's like there's not. You can't here if you're living in other cities, San Antonio, you can drive to Austin for the weekend or whatever. You can't really. What is the Albuquerque? Is that probably the closest major city?
Well, Albuquerque is I think further than Tucson. I feel like Tucson's closer. I feel like Albuquerque's like 6 hours, 5.5 hours, and Tucson's around 4.5. I went to school in Tucson.
Okay.
All desert.
Yep.
Tucson's got subtly different, to me, not so subtle, but maybe to others, subtly different desert, color palette. It's sick, the different cacti over there. Yeah. But El Paso is beautiful, and all the desert in the Southwest is beautiful because of the desert, the blue, the piercing blue sky, like azure against that desert color, the landscape, the sunset, at night, the zero light pollution.
Yeah.
So there's kind of, I think there's a reason why people, come away with certain narratives or just let their imagination kind of go wild when they go to El Cosmico or what is that place near Big Bend? I call it El Cosmico.
Carl's.
No.
Carlsbad.
It's so funny. I'm forgetting this.
I can't think of it either.
Yeah, it's like near Alpine.
I know what you're talking about.
Well, it'll come. It'll come up. But where all the artists go, maybe some films have been shot, and the those lights are out there,
Yeah.
like the reflection off of chickens or whatever. But there's something very existential for me in the desert, and specifically the El Paso desert in the Southwest.
Yeah,
I love
it.
it.
It's beautiful, bro. Like that drive, once you get past Kerrville, basically, or I guess if you're coming out of San Antonio, but it's like there's nothing.
Right.
But then you get into the desert, and you would think desert is boring because it's desert, but it's just the formations and like it's the foot of the Rockies. I mean, it's like you don't realize that El Paso's on fucking mountain time, dude. It's not even at the same time.
There's like a peaceful nature to it in a way, but
There is.
also there is like an underlying sense of like this is also kind of dangerous in a way.
Yeah, aliens, bro.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Well, that's sure. What kind are we talking about here?
What are we talking about? Fucking
I mean,
Bob
that's-
Lazar over here, dude.
Well, that's jokes aside.
Have you seen? Did you ever see any sightings out there? Like straight
wow,
up?
shoot.
Any weird
wow. Well, I was gonna obviously
going to aliens.
we're a border town, but we're not talking about that kind of thing. We're keeping it thoughtful.
Not Juarez.
I've seen light
Right.
patterns, UFOs.
Well, just to drive home before I move on, the border town aspect of it is really a huge part of the identity of El Paso and what makes it beautiful, and culturally diverse. The other cool thing, I'm gonna hop everywhere.
Yeah.
But we're on our own grid. I'm here, but they're on their own grid for electricity and power. And so when that shit went down in 2022 with the freeze and everything, and El Paso's like, we're not part of Texas, huh? Okay, cool. Look at it. Oh, it's just so hot in
Whoa,
here.
our lights are still on. That's crazy.
Take this shirt off. I'm just sweating in here. Dude. But El Paso has my heart, and I have seen. I did see a weird. This is going to be kind of a first. I've shared it on like something like a platform of this nature. Yeah. But I felt like I saw something. What are they, UAPs now? What is the terminology? Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, probably in middle school, I got in a fight with my mom, like many kids do, little arguing match, and I did the fake run away from home thing. And at that time on my street, there were just cornfields, like the rows and the corn stalks. At that point, though, it was just the dirt rows, which was in a lot of places in El Paso, just a dusty like rows of plowed cornfields.
East side or west side?
West side for
West
me.
side.
Mm-hmm. So as I ran away, I ran down the street. It's nighttime, and all fuming and like ruminating on the shit. And so I just kind of lay in one of those rows, the dirt rows in that cornfield, and I'm sitting there all pissed off. And then I just see this like disc, with an orange hue to it, not necessarily electric, and it just seemed very close to the ground, so not like a normal aircraft that needs to clear a certain amount, of elevation, and it was also moving quickly, so it wasn't like this, balloon floating by.
Noise?
No noise.
No noise.
It's just
well, they can manipulate gravity, I guess. Like they just
magnets. Dude.
Yeah, I mean they
got the codes. They got the game genie.
I mean it could it could be quantum this or whatever, dude.
If you were into simulation theory, then that the idea of aliens could easily just be the idea of being like they just have different like access to different codes that in the in the coding of all of it. Yeah,
that's like that Red Dead Redemption role playing. They have that on YouTube, man, and there's these trolls that go into those communities and just like
wreak havoc.
Oh my god, and it's hilarious. It's great. It's great TV. I like to watch Sliced Bread, so that's a shout out to that gentleman. That's some funny stuff. Dude. Anyways, did you have a thought?
No. I was like, that's wild. No, that's crazy. So it just flew over, and then that was it, or did it do anything?
Was it. And I was like, oh shit, I'm
going home.
Yeah. And you're just lying there between stalks of corn, and you're like,
well, it was just dirt by then. All the corn had been plowed or whatever.
Give your mom a big hug when you got home. I love you, Mom.
I don't remember that part. I didn't speak about it. I didn't share anything. I think I was probably still all stubborn. Having
aliens almost got me, but you're still the worst.
Yeah, I'll just go in my room.
Roswell isn't all that far from El Paso. What, like 4 hours probably?
That might be another like a 6-hour type thing.
Oh, is it? So like
I can't remember.
More northern New Mexico.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you just think there are hot spots like in the world that sort of attract that sort of attention?
Okay.
The Nazca lines.
If this all started happening after atomic testing started happening, interestingly, and in the same location as where the atomic testing was happening, what do you think? I mean,
Like
it's weird.
a White Sands type
correlation. But I'm saying that, like, in theory, right? Like, where this is all conspiracy. This is fucking put my hat on. If there were aliens and they were interdimensional, right? Like, then potentially, like, if we split an atom in this dimension, it could theoretically, I would think, send reverberations out into other dimensions where they're like, oh shit, the fucking apes learn how to fucking split it. Right. We gotta go back and tell you, and then
we can go far out in the cosmos. I mean, that like Bashar, that guy Bashar talks about this stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Which is entertaining for me. I'm not like a devotee or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not emotionally invested in this aside from the entertainment value.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a thrill. It's like a little roller coaster ride.
This is fun.
Ghosts are like that for me too. So
it's like fan fiction for real life.
Right.
Dude.
Yeah. I see ghosts for me. I'm like, the idea is like, I guess I could see it being, but it's like, to me, I don't know if aliens feel more. That's why, like, when you see scary movies, you know, there's ghost scary movies, there's aliens. Like, to me, the scariest movie I would say I've probably ever seen, in my opinion, is Signs.
Okay.
Like,
that's a good
bro. But just like the way that they build that tension, and it's also just that to me, that feeling of like, this feels like it could really happen more so to me than like a ghost inhabiting my apartment.
Like, it's based in reality. There is like there's something that pulls on like real human.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
Well, that's why
like paranoia.
Like the real crazy horror shit. It never scares me because it's just too far. The things that scare me are the things that feel like they could really happen.
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. You know.
I think the human psyche and like the fragility of like insanity, sanity, whatever, all of that. I think there's some parallels with that and what maybe some others might consider possession or you know what you call it. So things more psychological, supernatural psychologically. You know, someone changes all of a sudden, that, you know, whatever it is. The myth therein too could be cool, a takeaway, and I think a lot of the horror films might play on this theme of what could be considered like emotional dysregulation issues, and that can feel like a possession. Was in like, you know, more archaic times or older times. I think they would like attribute just, oh, you've got this, you know, demon is let out with the demons, you know. So
well,
really
and if a schizophrenic, but prior to modern medicine, if a schizophrenic in 1200 was trying to explain their schizophrenia to somebody, the most logical way they're going to be able to explain it is you're possessed by fucking demons.
Especially So,
in a world where the idea of schizophrenia does not exist, the most apt way to describe that is like, you got a demon in you.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got to get that thing out.
Or it could be in our time, a parallel would be, well, those are ghosts, but you know, maybe there's a similar kind of what do they call that? God of the gaps. Like it's similar. Like whereas as the technology increases, then we assign the meaning
explain
to it,
more things.
But then there's another gap, and then we're just like, oh, that's, you know, but God only knows that, or something supernatural.
Right.
We're constantly, you know, painting the pictures.
Right.
We're never finishing the coloring book.
Exactly.
Like there's always
well,
more
they
to
say
find
like
out.
religion requires a slew of miracles, and science only requires one.
Interesting. Remind me what
the Big Bang.
the punchline.
I mean, just that the idea that like whatever sparked life initially, that made life, like, because essentially we are the universe perceiving itself,
right?
Whatever that is, because we're product, we're just stardust.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. We're like So consciousness in general is a weird fucking thing, bro.
This is some Bill Hicks type shit. I love it,
dude. Bro, I love, dude. Give me some of that, dude.
Of course.
Dude, so Bill Hicks to me is like one of those people that like if anybody knows him, I'm like, all right, like
Texas, we're here,
dude. Yes, the Velv, bro. He. I remember one of my favorite pictures is him wearing a Velveeta Room shirt because I'm like, that's like the oldest venue in Austin that it's still here, bro. It's fucking great.
Is that the one where he's on the stool cussing everybody out and shit?
Dude, Hitler had the right idea. He was just an underachiever, bro.
Wow,
dude,
man, he would have been fucked.
That you know why he did that? Because somebody in the crowd just kept going, "Freebird."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Freebird, and he's like, "Fuck."
You vile. He's just like polyp. Yeah,
Like,
bro,
you broke me. I'm gonna scream at you now.
The comic strip in El Paso, I've played it
a
few times. I haven't played it in I played it a couple years ago. Have you done the comic strip?
Yeah,
dude, that's a fun club, bro.
Yeah,
I love that club, dude.
That's cool.
But I was like, Bart, the owner. I remember one time, shout out, was telling me a story about Bill Hicks, and he how they used to have some platform on stage, and that like midway through his set that Bill just went behind the platform and just told his jokes, like hiding the rest of the show.
Wow.
Just hiding behind a table.
Bro.
Just fucking drunk off
Just
his ass.
probably because he
blow.
was. I mean, when he got sober, dude, it was like, bro, because he's one of those. Yeah, but he's the reason I started doing stand up because I was like,
That's awesome.
I had seen stand up. I knew of like other Dane Cook and shit, but it was like. Then I saw him and I'm like, oh, comedy can be that too?
Right.
Like, holy shit. Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
like, life changer.
He inspired a lot of like mental, like intellectual epiphanies for me, for sure.
That's fucking awesome, bro.
And some of it
Through
related
laughter.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Through humor, which I mean you can't survive without it.
Yeah.
And that's why comedy is so important. That's why I've loved comedy for a long time. Big fan of Paul Provincia's The Green Room. You check that show out on YouTube. Everybody.
His episode with Patrice is great.
Oh man,
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham,
Bro,
was fantastic on that.
I gained so much fucking respect for Bo Burnham after that, dude. Because I was like, this dude, he's like little kid sitting in here with these fucking like all pro heavy hitter,
and they're trying to go after him too.
And they are. And he's like, they're all like, Judd Apatow's like,
so cute.
You can see them all like in the moment. You can all see them like, okay, all right, this kid, he might make it.
It's like, okay, he can, he can actually bat. Like he's got what it takes.
Yeah, man.
That's a great show, bro.
It is
That's
an
a great
excellent show.
So you must like Patrice then.
Patrice, man, what an intense human being. He's got very interesting theories on women and dating. Very interesting theories on race and free speech, and was a huge advocate. I think he's kind of one of the first of gentlemen to be one of these, because we see this a lot now, these kind of like heroes or these advocates, and especially in the comedy world, and even a lot in the right leaning or the kind of the right side of the aisle. Some people like far down that spectrum is kind of the edgelord, or it's kind of gotten
like
a little
the super anti-woke, like we're saying everything.
The white guy who says it with a hard ER.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's that's more sensationalist. It seems it's kind of that type has become a little like cheapened. But Patrice to me was one of the. I mean, obviously Lenny Bruce, of course, but Patrice was one of the big ones. Like while I was alive, just like fearless, going on that news show. Just you don't know funny. I'm in the business of funny.
I'm speaking as the expert on funny
exactly, dude.
Yeah, no, that's a brilliant point he makes. Funny jokes and unfunny jokes come from the same birth.
Beautiful.
Like you
It's
don't
heavy.
ever know if something's going to be funny.
You have to have a place, and this is why I appreciated a lot of my time at Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And at those shows and the Secret Show.
How long ago was it that you left? Like how long have you been gone?
Like a year and 8 months.
Okay, because dude, I was just talking to him. I was just curious. I was looking at the numbers, and I'm like, just in the last like couple of years here, it's crazy how much like the viewership on Kill Tony's gone up. There.
Oh yeah. I mean all the subscriptions on Reddit and YouTube and the viewership.
Pull that Reddit up.
The arena shows, and I mean they're doing great, man. Those comedians are just out there slaying, doing their thing.
This was
Look
Reddit.
at that guy.
Reddit wants to know where you are, bro.
Oh, well, here I am.
What
I'm
happened
right
to
there.
the old horn player?
Let me just say that's a Samurai Champloo shirt from Adult Swim. Everybody check that anime out.
Is that Vulcan? Is that when it was still Vulcan?
I can't tell. It's kind of zoomed in there.
Were you?
Maybe. Hard to tell with the podium and stuff.
Yeah.
You were on board with the transition into Mothership for a while, and then you left. Okay.
Yeah, I was at Vulcan for maybe 6 months, maybe a little bit less, and then we've hopped over to the Mothership, and that first episode there, they put us up in the rafters. That was fun. It was different. Yeah, figuring that
real,
out.
like Tonight Show band.
Did Tony
treatment.
meet you on a Monday with Michael Hale?
So
How did
yeah, I mean, like,
or was it D's?
Origin story,
Yeah,
which
I'm curious.
which is helpful. It'll create some context, but so I was like, it was post COVID, but still like everything was shut down basically, and people weren't going out, and I was learning the trumpet. Like that was my first year, and then eventually 2 years of like just diving into that trumpet world. So to do that, I would go out once we're able. I try to recreate the way I learned trombone, which was sitting in, right? So I did that on Mondays with Michael Hell and John Dees was on the gig, et cetera, et cetera. I think Matt Muelling occasionally, and then Brian Pardo, a good friend.
Who moved, didn't he?
He did, I think, back to San Francisco.
Dude, shout out to the doctor,
the
bro.
doctor, man. Dr. Shredder.
I hope you're listening to him. I love him.
I'll send it to him,
He's going to come on back.
Maybe we can take I can take an inventory of the names of the people.
And if he's ever in town, please, Dr. Pardo, he's a guest.
You're welcome here.
He's great.
Brian, you got to keep up the tradition though and bring your guitar and play something.
Get you in here.
Kudos to you for that.
Yeah, man. But so I would sit in there and just be hashing out on the trumpet. I didn't play trombone for 2 years, which is a big mistake. While I was learning trumpet, I was like depressed, and so just like went headlong into something else just to not think about shit because of COVID. I started during COVID. But so it was that was the kind of bridge where when Kill Tony started happening, I forget where the first show was, maybe Antone's or Paramount or something.
Before Pong Dong.
Right.
Bro, I know him, dude.
Pong Dong. Wow.
I know Pong, dude. I'm from Dallas, bro.
That's how you say his name.
That's the dumbest thing a person could. I'm sorry. And he's a nice guy, but dude, that was the dumbest fucking thing you could ever do.
Man, yeah, it's rough. I don't know enough about it, but
it's crazy because it feels like time and again, Tony, people try to take him down, and it just doesn't work. It gets bigger every time.
Too big to what do they say? Too big,
too big to fail.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's a little bit of that going on. I mean, we saw that with the Puerto Rico debacle, so
bro, which is wild because dude, even Trump wouldn't, which is saying something. Dude. Trump won't even.
He's like, I don't know that guy.
They fully
pulled an Apostle Peter on there.
Who invited him? It's like, I don't know who it is. Some comedian or something.
But yeah, no.
Tony
for sure,
did just
though,
fine.
Every time though, he's like Creek canceled him too off of I remember Rogan was doing some shows that week, and they took him off the shows. I was like, oh.
But but yeah, so then from there, John invited me to sit in. I think he was going out of town, maybe with Gary or some shit. Invited me to hop up for a few shows. And I did that, didn't know what I was getting into, brought my little trumpet, and I had my little baby chops, didn't know what the fuck I was doing on that either, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of try out along with the trombone. And I did well enough that Tony was very complimentary. He was like super enthusiastic. And I think maybe the second time I sat in, he was like telling my friend, oh, Paul Deemer's a godsend. And he's Tony's very animated, in this way sometimes. And I appreciated the feedback, but he was, just like raving about it. And at one point, I think we were just crossing paths with each other, like on one of those stairwells in the mothership, and or maybe that was at Vulcan actually. At that point, I always do that. It was Vulcan, and he was like, "Keep coming," like just insisted that I keep coming to the thing, and so I did because it was fucking fun. Yeah. And like lo and behold, all my comedian comedian heroes were there. Fucking Roseanne Barr.
Dude, she loved me, bro. When she saw me,
she's great,
bro. She's the sweetest lady ever.
She's fucking
so
batshit,
sweet.
but she's like, but she's sweet so
as
heavy
pie, bro. She's just
She like when with some of like Laser's that interaction when she was like giving him like some kind of almost existential advice. She's like, "You're better than that," and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" That was deep for me, and that's really who she is. Like whatever other stuff, I don't know, but that part was just beautiful.
Yeah.
So I kept coming, and I kept playing for nothing, and which is okay.
Agreed.
That's part of both in music and in comedy. That happens. Paying your dues, they call it. But so I kept doing that. I was struggling financially at that point, like many people were, especially musicians. COVID, right? I was doing DoorDash. It was looking like I wasn't able to this 1 month after a certain amount of time at Kill Tony doing that. It was looking like I wasn't able to make rent. I wasn't going to make it. So I started to revamp my efforts on like gigging and the DoorDash. And I even was taking like job interviews at Planet K. I made it to the second fucking interview, like a head shop.
So what are you looking for?
Yeah. Well, okay. So we've got you this far.
Some premium glass.
Same thing with like, it wasn't Cutco, but a similar thing.
Okay. Those are great fucking knives, dude. I'm like,
are they really?
Yes.
That's wild.
Seriously.
It feels a little
my cousin
pyramid-y.
years and years ago did it, and like out of like family pandering,
so
like, yeah, we'll buy some of your knives. And I remember, dude, those knives, I was like, these are fucking
like,
good
actually
ass
good
knives.
quality.
They're really good.
That's hilarious.
It's crazy. It's like the only pyramid scheme where I'm like, the product's actually not bad.
Yeah. Well, that's good. They're knives. You should be able to, I mean, you should be able to pull that off a little bit, you know, do the presentation and start recruiting and proselytizing and all that shit.
There you go.
But so, you know, shit was rough. And then one night after one of these, you know, shows at, at that point, Tony would occasionally slip me a $100 bill, which I was super thankful for. But I had an offer to run the jam at the Elephant Room, which is at the same time. And I'd done that before, and I'd been going to the jam for, at that point, maybe 13 years. I'd been in Austin 13 years. So in the music world, I'd already paid the shit out of my dues.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But in this comedy world, you know, still figuring shit out.
Yeah.
So I got offered to do that every Monday. And that was like this paid, the elephant thing. But Kill Tony was more fun for me. I liked that way more. It was almost therapeutic. I think I even said that to Tony. So after the show one night at the gallery, you know, Tony's and I are just hanging, like we're standing next to each other, ordering drinks. And he's just raving and excited about where the show's going to go. Oh man, we're like, nobody knows what's going to happen. We're going to fucking take over this. Super excited. And I'm getting excited too. And then I remember, shit, you know, this conflict. I might not, if I take this gig, I'm going to miss out on this, right?
Yeah.
So like by a stroke of whatever intuition, I was like, let me just pitch this to Tony, you know, like this situation. And so I told him, I said, listen, I got this job offer. I'm struggling like rent wise. I don't want to do this gig at the Elephant Room. I'd rather do Kill Tony, but I can't keep working for free if that's going to happen. And he turned to me and said, fuck it, you're on. You're on the show, right? He's like, I'll give you, I think he gave me his like money person, whoever that was, like their email, or I gave him my email and he got us in contact and all this stuff. And so that's how I officially like got, you know, onto Kill Tony. Just that kind of almost chance. And thankfully, like some form of awareness where I, you know, was able to leverage that situation in a certain way.
That's really cool. Do you think if you hadn't approached him and explained the situation, you still would have ended up getting that full-time position there?
I don't know. Leading up to that, I was kind of just poking around with Mikey. Mostly at Mikey, maybe a little bit just the guys in general. I don't remember how. My memory's kind of failing me how I brought it up. I wasn't trying to be overt or green about it, or
you're being realistic, bro.
Yeah, I was just like, well, what would it look like? Tony's asking me to keep coming back. What would it look like if like, is it possible to start getting paid for this? Yeah. And over, Mikey would assure me, yeah, Papa, you know, like we're working on getting a new sponsor, and like, and that was just in general from whoever I asked. That was kind of the thing. It's like, yeah, we've got it in mind for you, and we're looking at new sponsors, so I'll let you know. But you know, a week turned into a month, turned into 3 months, and so I took matters into my own hand.
And that's when you left and went to do.
No, that was all at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
That was before I was able to like pitch that to Tony. You know,
Gotcha.
I bided my time, and that's what they told me. And then this opportunity happened, and I seized the moment. You know, in kind of not in contrast, but like adjacent to whatever conversations I was having with these other guys, right, in the band. So that was the vibe there, kind of going into it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to ask for it.
What do they say with about open mouth? Whatever gets the food, squeaky wheel gets the oil, all this shit. You know, I mean, it's literally like I was watching after all this was said and done. You know, the whole Kill Tony stint. I saw Tony on the roast of
Tom
Brady, and I may be wrong on the lore, but I believe I heard that he wasn't supposed to stay on the dais afterwards.
Really?
I'm not sure, 100% sure. I'm going to have to fact check that. But he said, like, fuck it. Like, I've been doing this a certain amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. And just like after he did his thing, you know, because he was at that table at first. After he did his thing, just sat on the dais. It was like, I belong here.
Yeah.
And I just kind of drew a connection there and was like, like this is the kind of world we live in. This is what we need to do. We got to advocate.
Sometimes you have to take your own seat at the table.
Yeah, right. Advocate for yourself.
Exactly. No one else is gonna. They're gonna do more likely, especially at the higher tiers. They're gonna do the opposite.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you will get compensated what you like. Whatever you believe you're worth is what you're gonna allow. So at a certain point, and it's like for you, dude, it's very like. It's matter of fact in that situation. It's like, no, this is a very real gig recurring I can take that's paying this much, you know? And it's like, so either like, it's not a theoretical, like I could be getting out of the work. It's like, no, there's literally other work on the table for me. Like, I want to do this. And then, so
you're at that ultimatim.
Well, exactly. I was going to ask you too, were there any brass players in the band? You know, the Kill Tony band. Was there any brass players before you were in there? Or was it just like,
not in Austin.
Drums.
Not in Austin.
I can't remember back
in California. Yes.
Yeah, back
had he had in California. So he had
there's
some.
Jet Ski and Jeremiah. Yeah, they were doing horns.
Okay.
What's up, Jesse?
Call out.
we were supposed to play duets together, but then I disappeared.
Oh. But so here in Austin, then you were the first like brass player to come into the fold.
As far as I know.
As you're aware.
As far as I know. I can't really officially confirm that, but as far as I'm aware of,
Yeah.
We both have the same opinion that brass needs to come back into mainstream music.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. It's there. It's tucked away in some productions. Sometimes
Spodioti Dopalicious, dude.
Sure.
Fuck yeah.
It's a classic line. Yeah, exactly.
So good.
And that's
that's the one you need to do.
Right.
That's a good one.
Well, have me on again.
There you go.
Maybe you'll have a horn section on. We'll do it.
We'll have you in the corner.
The whole band.
Yeah. Now you got a podcast horn section. Yeah, that's funny.
Dude. No, yeah. But so and then so that was when was that exactly? What timeline are we on? So they were at Vulcan still, right? And the mothership opened in like March of 23.
Yeah. So God, my memory isn't great as far as the timeline. I know that was the beginning, right, for me at Kill Tony, like officially. I feel like it was like at the turn of the year.
Yeah.
So shit. You said 23. They moved over.
March of 2023 is when the mothership opened, I think.
So fuck. Maybe around the beginning of 22.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because they were at Vulcan for like a good year, maybe a year and change.
Yeah. Right.
And they were at Antone's before that.
Right.
Yeah.
But Antone's wasn't that long of a stint.
No.
Dee's has been there, I think, since Antone's Dee's was there.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who.
And then it's it's all kind of assembled over time with them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, dude. And then so from whenever you came on, like how long in total, I guess, from the time you started with Kill Tony to like after you obviously got on and you know a paid spot, and then when was it that you left after that? Like how long were you there?
It was like both the paid and the unpaid time must have been a year and 4 months, maybe somewhere in there. And then by the end of that first full year, then we had the New Year's show. I did one New Year's show at the very beginning, and actually Sketch was on
2024.
No. This was like 23 or whatever, like the year while we were still at Vulcan, and the New Year's show was at Vulcan.
I'm glad you weren't there for my fucking set, dude.
Oh man,
that was so bad.
I missed it.
Oh, bro.
Well, I'll look it up. later.
Yeah, don't do that.
But
it's watch it in the safety of your own home.
It's the one with Joe List.
Okay.
We don't like Joe List on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned Joe List. You mentioned Joe List, and this guy.
The obligatory fuck Joe List for episode 26.
Before my eyes. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
it's like saying Voldemort, dude.
But yeah, a year, and then the year, that full year from one New Year's show at the Vulcan to the New Year's show at the HEB Center concluded.
Yeah.
And then the leaving process happened.
I'm curious. This is the part I've been curious about. It is, I don't know if it's a sensitive subject, but like, what was the impetus of, if you don't mind sharing?
I don't know if it's not sensitive anymore.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to do is like focus on an individual or individuals and like any sort of vendetta or resentment. It's been so long, and there's been so many things, and still are things just in general happening in the world, to not really get caught up in that. But just speaking facts, or at least from my perspective, right? Because I haven't really talked about it with other guys in the band, and they might be standing in the same room, but are seeing completely different vantage point. And I hear that.
Yeah.
For me, when I started coming regularly, like after Tony told me to, like in retrospect, after everything happened, I looked back at that kind of earlier time. And it gave, well, how do I tie all this together quickly? I don't want to, just take forever on this.
Bro,
When I first started, it felt like there was some icing out in general.
Okay.
From the guys in the band. Things like not doing, this is something that happens a lot in our industry, and you probably have come across it too. It's both in music and then comedy as well, where you're either meeting someone or you strike up a conversation, and I might not be off the mic here, but they're just on their phone. So you're like, go ahead and you say, hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing, man. Just how you been?
Oh, pretty good.
Dude.
That, like, the pause.
Yeah.
You know. So that was happening with people that I had. This again, my perspective, with people that I'd been playing music with for over 10 years.
Man.
Playing on albums with in bands that had been on tour with. This kind of thing. So shit got a little weird, and I didn't understand it. And at that point in my life, I had some like self-esteem things, and I let it. I gave some power away. I let that affect me, and so it was tough for me with that going on and not having the right tools to like receive that or not actually, kind of set some boundaries or whatever. I let it affect me, and it was kind of an unstable, emotionally unstable, like kind of eggshelly experience. Like the whole time, I never felt settled. In that situation, it seemed like this was coming from multiple people in the band, and I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't get it, and as time progressed, and then the whole leaving of the band, we'll call it, it's like a euphemism. As that happened, then things started, at least for me, to become more clear.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know about you, but I feel like you don't even have to spell it out, because I kind of think I see what you're saying, and but the thing it's got to be tough to be in that position where like these are like bro, we're homies. Like we've been out here on these streets, hitting these fucking jams, playing these fucking shows. Like, why are you acting like you're fucking bro? And sometimes, bro, that I was just talking about Will Gage, and how ego, and with how some people when they have the accolades, let's say, to like be able to get away with having an ego, and they fully take advantage of that.
Right.
And other people could get away with it and don't. And like I was telling Will, like Will's that guy. He's so humble as a person.
Right.
For as talented as he fucking is.
He's so talented.
He's so crazy talented.
He's
but
a monster.
so like that ego gets involved in some. It's crazy how, because I'm sure y'all were all kind of going, okay, this is kind of starting to. Like everybody felt it.
Bigger.
It's like as it's getting more popular, right? And it's only been continuing to do so.
Right.
So, and then to see how people handle that is it's interesting. And I don't want you to name names, but it sucks because it's like there's a crew of people where you're like,
it's, you know what, Cody, it's scarcity versus abundance mindset.
Okay.
And this is something that occurs with all of us. Will go through it either, in my opinion, like on a macro versus a micro level. It could happen to any of us from day to day, even future, like moving forward. For me, I know that I'll have a moment of feeling like something's scarce, but it's actually, the narrative is illogical. It's not founded in reality.
It's an ego loop.
Exactly. And like negative, positive, whatever, I don't know, people get technical with that, but whichever one, it's recurring, recursive or whatever. And it can get you trapped, and it can start doing this and this. And it's really based off of an illusion. There is no scarcity. First of all, nothing is ever ours, ever.
Yeah.
We came here with nothing. We're going to leave here with nothing.
You don't even own your body. It's
no,
on lease
exactly.
From the universe.
So this scarcity thing is funny. It's contagious. Your environment, especially an environment like Kill Tony, with these people and the this and that. Austin's been small time for so long, right?
Yeah.
We've had our people come out of here.
And in the terms, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
you're good.
In the scene too, like it, not even just Kill Tony. Let's say the mothership. I feel this like gatekeeping going on there as a comic.
Scarcity.
Where you're like I get that you want to like keep this like limited to like not let it go crazy, but at the same time, like like there's people around, like we've been around this comedy scene for years and years. I started doing the mic at Cap City in like 2010. Like I've been around, bro. Sure. Like, you know, so it's like, to me, it's like, I didn't like that. And it changed the whole scene, not just the Kill Tony thing, but just like the way that came in, and it's different now, and it sucks because everything you're saying is resonating. I feel this. I know exactly what you mean, man.
It's par for the course for the entertainment world, but you know, it's the gatekeeping was there, man. The term I learned from James is called sunning, right? Oh, you know, like doing this thing and like acting like they're conducting traffic, but it's like it's overcompensation. Like they just want this appearance of being a leader, and it's like cringy. Yeah. But there was some gatekeeping there too. One of the guys in the band told me at one point, what did he say? Oh, I would appeal to the, how did he put it? I would appeal to the ear or the voice of experience. He told me that, and I just kind of sat there a moment, and I was like, I'm a professor at Texas State, at UT. A year ago, I did taping for Jimmy Fallon. I played 3 arenas. I've done 2 world tours. I'm
sorry.
I've played with Gary Clark Jr., with John Batiste, with Adrian Casada, you know, Dave Grusin.
I also got a dick. You should suck it.
No, it's not like that. It's just, you know, like I've done, at that point I had done the ACL taping like 3 times, I think, you know, and then later on Kill Tony, when we did our ACL taping for the anniversary, it was this guy's first time doing it, you know? So it's just like, I mean, in specific to this context, I'd done Broadway, like I did the, what's her name? I'm drawing a blank. There was a Broadway that I did here and in Arizona, like just these where we're in the pit and we have to like be mindful of our volume and like what's happening on stage and all this shit. Yeah. And we also did like something called a love show in Arizona every year for 4 years. Yeah. Where it's a variety show when we bring people up and they do their thing, and there's this like these hosts here and an MC, and we're in the house band, we do our play-ons and playoffs. So, you know, I just internally, I guess externally it didn't happen unless I was unaware of it. My jaw kind of like, I was just like beside myself with that statement, because if you literally stacked our sheets, our credentials side by side, then he would be listening to me.
Well, there's an element there too of like just underappreciation, and it also kind of isolates you in a weird way. Of like, hey, you're the outsider. Like, because I can imagine, you know, coming from a primarily musical background into a comedy podcast that has a band. It kind of felt like, oh, you're just kind of back to square one on that in terms of like how you're perceived by everybody else. Is it Kai? Am I saying that correctly? Yes, Kai. That speaks to like the same room maybe but different view, and they're like, I'm sure there are some legitimate reasons as why this person felt that way, and maybe these guys felt that way. Like there's some understandable elements to that, but
it's not a zero-sum game, y'all.
Nailed it. I should say not but and.
Yeah,
because I don't want to. Let's say and
when people treat it as if it is, though, then you get these situations with that where you're like people are gatekeeping. Or
I've been there. I've done that, and it really all it creates. It's a short-term, flimsy solution that, in the long term, creates a lot of sorrow and loneliness and isolation. So. I feel like I've worked on that and switched away from that, and I don't know if these people or this person has, but that's what's going to happen if you continue down that road. Yeah, I know personally. So
yeah, dude. Yeah. You know what I don't like? I don't like the people that you see, and it's like, you know who the fuck I am, but they always act like they're just. I'm talking to you, Uncle Laser. Fucking asshole, dude. Every time I see him, like, you know, we've seen each other so many times. You've seen me sing like on a Monday or whatever. Plenty. I know you know the fuck. And I'm like, why do you like? It's just like this idea that like people are like, they think that it's all in your head, bro.
It's
like you're not exact. Like you think that like all of this, it's not real. Like what all the social media, and it's real in the sense that yes, you can monetize it, and it's it is a thing, but it's not like real in the sense of the value that you assign to it. That's all just imaginary.
It's fear-based.
Yeah,
because like I was saying before, one, we haven't, especially the musicians, we're sorely underpaid.
Yep. Yeah.
We're
Comedians
being
too.
pushed. Exactly. Yeah. I can't speak to that though.
I'd say performers in general.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
magicians, fuck magicians though.
Hey, there's some esoteric shit to be learned from those guys.
Yeah.
But
Weirdos.
Let
card go.
My friend thinks I look like David Blaine.
Dude, you kind of do, bro.
I can see that shit. What have I done?
Now that you said it, I'm like,
Shit.
Now I forgot what I was even going to
Get
say.
in a block of ice, bitch.
Right. Wait, where were we with that? Oh, the fear base. Yeah, I mean, I get it because I've been there where we haven't this hasn't been like a feeder. This city and our community hasn't been like a feeder system into like higher paying gigs, like maybe in LA or even in Nashville. And to be around that. And then, of course, COVID had just happened and people have families, kids, partners. They're struggling, maybe have been struggling and they're like in their 40s or whatever, older. And it's just been fucking hard.
Yeah.
And finally, you have this show, pop up here from some bizarre reason, pandemic, as far as I understand it. And now all of these things, like the vibe, the buzz, the celebrities, the LA, the momentum of it all. I get it. You don't want to go back to the
and it's
struggle.
Like, and they're going to play MSG, and it's like, that dude.
When all this stuff is happening to you too, it can be affirming to that sort of toxic
It makes you feel any better.
mentality.
Carlos said he prefers C-Boys gigs to like
To which?
Well, we were just talking about like
MSG.
big. Sometimes it feels like I just bag groceries for 2 hours. It's like that's fucking great because it is like, but really what I think it's the relationships, right? Like in what you're doing, it's like
I had to get one of those in, baby.
Right, and it's like. I appreciate your perspective here because you're not I think you see it on a bigger level than just your own personal reasons. So like you're not. It's understandable why certain things may have happened the way they did. I'm sure
doesn't mean I agree with it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it didn't maybe sting and feel a little bit like oh man, because like dude, this guy will test, bro, in the comedy world. I had a period where I purged. It is like just because some fucking bad behavior, but like, and then I found out I had some homies. Like that's where I found out who my real people were.
Right.
And sometimes you got to go through that shit to like find that out, and it sucks.
Chase. Don't be chasing people.
Don't swim against the current.
No, you don't need to be ingratiating yourself to people and what it like. I posted something. It was something like warming their coldness and using your fire to warm them. They're doing the opposite. They have this idea that making your candle, right, using all the sayings.
You got me, bro. You fucking El Paso son of a bitch.
That theirs is going to shine brighter, and it's just convoluted and it's just a lower frequency. It's just smaller. It's smaller thinking, and it's unfortunate, and it'll get you in fucking trouble. It'll fuck your shit up.
Mm-hmm. Well, it lacks foresight.
It is. Yeah, that's exactly. I was gonna say it was short-sighted. Is what I was gonna say.
There's desperation. There's an element of desperation, and desperation is, to me, a close relative of like fight or flight. And we all know how people behave and how stupid we are when we're in the fight or flight state of mind.
Yeah, emotion-driven behavior never gets you.
Fear. Yeah, absolutely.
And even if you're not actually backed into a corner, like whether it be like through relationships or financially or anything, if you just mentally put yourself there, then everything you do is stuck in the moment. Like you don't have any way of like really seeing where the consequences of your own actions lie.
You nailed it. It takes up a lot of bandwidth, and this is part of the tragedy of being stuck in this mindset.
And you have a finite amount of said bandwidth.
Exactly, and a finite amount of time on this planet. Yeah. And to expend all of that time carrying that weight and having your bandwidth occupied by that tumor is such a tragedy, I would say.
It is cancerous.
It's unfortunate.
It's cancerous.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So very dramatic language, but I feel strongly about it. And again, this isn't just only in the Kill Tony thing. It's everywhere. That's why I feel so.
Yeah, fucking LA getting a stain all over us. Get out of here with your fucking LA stain. Well, this is a good one. This is one of the good LA. Welcome, Los Angeles.
Yeah, diamond in the rough. I hope.
His dad, he's Hollywood all the way, dude. His dad was host of Entertainment Tonight, bro. He's like, this dude's like,
okay,
dude. It is though. I feel like the Austin scene, and I actually was way more active in the comedy world before COVID in Austin. And it was like, and then I got more active in the music world after. Okay. But it was like, dude, there was for the comedy world, there was a noticeable shift in terms of it just the way people are, the way they interact. It's you feel this like, who are you? Number one, anybody you meet, don't be an idiot because you never know who you're fucking talking to, bro.
That's a big one.
You don't.
Yeah, that is a huge one.
And the people I find that are like pretty successful, they let other people. Like fucking Eric from Black Pumas, bro. I'm not trying to name drop. I jammed with him at Steve's house one time, and Steve Sternstein, shout out, he was a guest,
legend.
And dude, bro, I didn't know who he was. He didn't need to tell me or didn't want to. But it was like then it's like I get to interact with somebody in an authentic way because I'm not putting a target on their back.
Right.
I'm just meeting them and getting to know them. And are you cool? I really appreciate you because you vibrate like that. You're that kind of person. Right. I feel like you don't. It's not about agendas here. It's like
it can't be. It's a dead end. You know. Yeah.
You can't live trying to one up everybody you're walking around.
Sure, or undermine them, down them, or whatever. You know, that's not but you know what I mean. Yeah,
just scheming.
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot. It's funny because some of it is conscious and like strategic, but a lot of it also is just reflexive.
Yeah.
It's just a reaction rather than a response. Yeah. You know, just and that's sick to hear that Eric does that. I feel like I remember that about him too, and that's basically just a healthy way to just sit in your power. You don't have to give it or take it.
Yeah.
You just are, and then you can connect with people.
Yeah.
And those are that is true. Right. We need things to survive, money and all this shit. But for me, that it's starting to feel like, especially as I'm getting older, that true wealth and riches are these connections. I mean, and we've heard it for centuries. It's been in books from Siddhartha to the Bible to Harry Potter, you know. So
well, the real meaning in life comes from your relationships. It comes from the people that you spend your life with. You need money to do the things that you want to do, but like, who are you going to do them with is the question.
Well, for that, I'd probably listen to the voice of experience.
Oh, dude.
Now I'm being a hater. I gotta pull it back.
Shut up. Just own it, bitch.
We like to get a little saucy on here.
No. Yeah, dude. Being a little saucy, but I've said some stupid shit.
But
so
it's you know, bro,
I've been that guy.
I appreciate you. This first episode of this podcast was me watching my Kill Tony set, which was a fucking nightmare. But it was like sometimes you just like, I'm happy that you're sharing this because I don't know if you've really publicly anyway said a lot of this, but
this is actually the first. Yeah, this
dude, and it means a lot that like that we can have that conversation because like I respect the fuck out of you, man. Like I would have asked you to be here if I didn't. So it's like
sure.
And it's like, but it's like, yeah, that's a tough because I know you're still like homies with a lot of people, and it's like it's not like that's the thing. It's like even though that you're not in that thing now, it's like you're still. We're all still part of the scene here. It's really just a comedy music scene at this point. It's all kind of one big
man.
thing.
I always like to zoom out to this kind of shit. And maybe it's like might make
like you'll
some
end
people,
up on gigs with these dudes at some point.
And that's okay. We keep it professional, but back similar to what I was saying before. Wait, let's see. This happens a lot with me, which is perfect. We are before we had our name, and so that's like the zoomed out version. In our world, we have a lot of self-worth and hinging our entire or connecting our entire self-worth and identity on how we sound on our horn or like how the last set went, and that's so unsustainable, and that's why we're doing this, and this and all this shit. Can't do that. But in a smaller, like more micro version with Kill Tony, I was only on there, a year and some change. Like I've been playing trombone for 30 years, trumpet for now 6. And it's funny, it's not funny, but it's interesting to hear. I mean, I think even Tony has been doing comedy maybe 16 to 18 years total. And like that's the middle of my trombone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And this isn't a pissing contest.
Right.
And they're two different worlds.
Right.
But it's just interesting to hear it, and it just kind of makes me kind of just think about it a little bit, pause. But yeah, like 30 years of that. I just went right back to the same thing I was doing before. That is the outlier or whatever you want to call it, the Kill Tony thing. I have always been doing this.
Yeah.
You know,
just not letting your entire self-importance hinge on that.
100%. Yeah, Kai. Yeah.
It's a matter of time, what you do with it, and also not comparing yourself with other folks, even if they have been doing it the same amount of time as you.
I've been saying this a lot. Like, other people's opinion of me is not nearly as important to me as my opinion of me.
Sure, yeah.
So if I'm good on my like self, and that's where what like the self-limiting beliefs you were talking about, with like getting in that position where you're kind of putting yourself in a box, and then you're like, how the fuck do I get out? It's like, well, you just realize that there is no box. It's fucking Matrix shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
around yourself.
there is no box.
Or you make your own.
Yeah.
Which is like what I've started doing. Maybe we can move into the plug portion of the.
Yeah.
But since then, I think I'm working on like my 4th residency.
Yeah.
But I'm playing every Tuesday at Whistler's, you know, on in East Austin, 8 to 11. That shit is blown up, man. We had this jazz famous drummer Clarence Pinn there. Marielle Bildstein, this amazing jazz trombonist. My drummer's Jerry Gibbs, who's played with Sarah Vaughan. I mean, like, and we're bringing out like people are standing. It turns into a standing room, man.
Yeah, nice.
Jupiter Supper Club on Fridays, same shit. Il Bruto every Thursday now. Okay. I'm looking at shows at Little Darlin' and then shows at Cuba 512. These are all local Austin spots. Yeah. And like life goes on and these are happening. And from all this and some other things, I've shifted into really, and it doesn't feel forced, which is great. It seems very organic. I've shifted into moving towards this community like mindset. And, you know, to some that might be just a throwaway word. And to me, it was for a long time, I would say, comparatively, like looking back. Yeah. But now it's just really resonating with me and making sense. And it's feeling good. And I'm trying to lean into that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, to me, it's like, I look at you as like one of the well-respected members of the Austin music scene, like just one of those people. And it's like, it's the proof's in the pudding, like you said, bro. I mean, because of look at your resume. Sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's like,
but longevity, like credits, like just like just your attitude as well.
But I also get how some shit like that going down could fuck with you in a way where you kind of have to recalibrate yourself and get back in a, and then, but it feels like you're back to that. When you remember, I'm fucking awesome. You know, you have that moment.
Have to.
Yeah, you're like, oh, by the way, I had these people around me that were convincing me I wasn't cool and I suck and I'm the problem. Right. And then they left, and all of a sudden, like, I don't have these issues in my life. Yeah. What's going on here? Like, other people vibe with me because I'm not. To me, it's open energy, closed energy. You said it. It's like what, and people like dark people, because you're a light carrier. Our man Bill Hicks was a light carrier.
Okay, all right.
I'm a light carrier.
I'll take it.
Like that's what Bill did to me. He's like, he came up and from somewhere in the ether, and he just handed me a torch. I didn't even ask for it, and that's what I feel like.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, but the vibe of what you're talking about, that's exactly it. It's like
give and take.
Yeah.
You got people who just
like
take.
Openness and not.
What do I get out of this? Oh, they're famous. I'm gonna go. What can I get from them? How'd you get that gig? Oh, like how do I get it? Like, oh, hi, my name's Paul.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, and on the flip side, I'm like, you also have to understand, like, when you get to a level, at a certain point, and you're having people coming at you constantly. I can't even empathize with, like, at a certain point, you do have to close yourself off to, like, but not you. You know what I mean? Like, you're a home, like, no, you've been out here. It was like,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
and it's chill. I'm not having people like storm my gigs to like, you know, I enjoy the anonymity, you know, like most of us do. We're all out doing this.
It's
like
an interesting thing where you kind of, you have it, where it's like you're kind of scared of it. Like you almost like, you know that this is good, but at the same time, you're kind of like, the idea of it is like kind of like because it's like
there's like a dirtiness kind of
and it's like a loss. So but at the same time, it's gonna happen for you regardless, bro. Reddit is like curious about you, bro.
To answer their question,
latest Reddit.
No, but I mean just like what you're doing and just already because you were a part of Kill Tony, like people are in the back catalog of that shit like constantly. So you're still being watched.
Yeah. You're still in the zeitgeist of the fandom.
Exactly.
I have that.
And as it grows, it only becomes. Sure, it's like Tyranny with fucking T-Double with Breaking Bad. It's like we're talking about how he still gets residuals off Breaking Bad because it's like fuck yeah he does because people still go back and watch that shit.
Exactly, and I'm thankful for that with Kill Tony, and I'm thankful to Tony for bringing me on regardless of what happened at the end. You know, like. What an opportunity. Holy shit. And those episodes are there forever, you know, or whatever for posterity. Yeah. And that's sick. That's why I still have Kill Tony on my social media because they're there. The
I mean, it sounds, and I like it. It doesn't make any sense to burn a bridge, you know, just like, it's like, like you still have like, you know, you're going to say, hey, there's like this good things, you know, I'm not nothing bad towards them in terms of like, wishing bad upon them. It's just like, hey, just this is how it went down. And
I never did it like, specifically that way to somebody, as far as I know. But I've behaved like that in my past, plenty. And so I'd be a hypocrite. And who's to say that I won't somehow slip into that in the future if something happens? Like we're saying, there's like an apprehension. So part of it is just knowing that, you know, like there's no way of telling whether or not I'll do that. And if I do, it's just a good chance. I hope somebody will also be like offer grace or whatever you want to call this. I'm not trying to, but like, fuck, I'm still alive. So, like getting mad like that. I used to be a little bit like that. And it's, again, dead end. So.
Well, kudos to you for being able to like understand that about yourself. Cause like self-awareness, bro, is like lacking.
Yeah.
It is fucking lacking.
It's almost unpopular in a way. Yeah.
But like to be able to like stop and be like, you know, I could fuck up. I could like my thought process here could be wrong.
Yep.
Like that's like I feel like having that approach keeps you in a place where you're always going to be open to like learning and always going to be continuing to because you couldn't know everything. You won't know everything ever. You'll only ever know a little bit of everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And remember how small you fucking are.
Really, truly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know, life goes on. That's the beautiful thing. And those got the gigs.
Yeah,
T-shirt
and
at UT still. We're doing good.
Yeah, and I was curious to come back around to the Atkins and stuff. So that's still going. That's ongoing right now.
So we did. Yeah, we've been hanging out a lot. He's a great dude, great collaborative partner.
He also
great
has
friend.
strong feelings.
About me?
About the Kill Tony show and some of the people on the Kill Tony show.
You know, it's
stronger
funny.
than you do, in fact.
It's bizarre. We're so different. And before this project, we weren't hanging, we weren't kicking it, and for us to kind of arrive at similar conclusions independently is an interesting thing to behold, I would say. I won't, that's as neutral as I can keep it. But it's interesting. You know, it's a little bit in the world of, you know, you meet one asshole, et cetera, right? Maybe it's you meet two, or maybe it's them, you meet two assholes. Like
maybe you're the asshole.
Or three or whatever it is. Yeah, you know, so it's just, you know, food for thought. I don't want to say that that's actually the case.
Well, it's validating where you're coming from in a way where you're like, okay, so I wasn't like maybe I thought it was like because seeing another perspective go, hey, actually, bro, it's not just you. I see where you're at.
Yeah,
like and very much could relate to because he did actually sit in. I know that he sat on when he was on the pod a while back that he had like they hadn't asked him in a while. But he had said that he had sat in on it.
Yeah, I remember the episode. I was dealing with that being iced out. I felt like from the guys, and it was really fucking with me at that night. And then James, I just not knowing him, but him being who he is, and now I know who that is now, I kind of just assumed he was with them.
Yeah.
Like just another one of these kind of vampire, to me, like an energy vampire or whatever. Yeah. And he was offering some feedback during sound check. And because I was in eggshell protection mode, I clapped back at him a little bit. I was like, yeah, I don't need the micromanagement, you know, like... Because I thought I was just more like someone else who isn't even, who's like a sub, sunning me on top of all this other sunning that's happening, you know? And it's funny, later during that show, his tom like fell off the drum and knocked my instruments over, and I had to like regulate and like kind of not play during a couple of songs, and that was a whole ordeal. But until I reached out about my album, I hadn't really interacted with him.
Yeah.
And so I went out on kind of a limb considering, right? Mm-hmm. I felt like I'd seen him a couple of times in passing and we were cool. Like, you know, we'd both gotten over it and it just was water under the bridge, I believe. But it was like a cold call. I was just like, I don't know who to hit up for this project. I got a city grant from the Austin, like the music fund.
To record the album.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
And I went out for the grant.
Where are you recording it at?
We're recording at Mike the Machinist, who does work with Kill Tony.
Okay.
And that's James Boy, man. And so we're recording there, and I've been recording at James's studio too, at his house, his home studio.
Dope. Right.
But I reached out to him, man. Originally I had like the Kill Tony guys looped into that, and then we went through that whole thing, and I was like, I can't surround myself with this, you know, and make an album, my first album.
Yeah.
So, you know, I pivoted and was just kind of shooting in the dark a little bit. It's Austin doesn't have that kind of industry, producers and such. It's not as strong as maybe your horn players or whatever, your blues guitarist.
It's more the musicians rather than the
live performers. Yeah, live music capital, right?
Yeah.
But I don't even know how. I think I saw him promoting one of his singles, and he has like this kind of still thing with a black background and making a weird face like this. And I checked the music out, and I was like, this is the closest I've heard to what I'm looking for. And so I reached out, and we rapped, and we both love Frank Ocean. We both love DeMille, Lucky Day, Victoria Monet, on and on and on. And it like the more we hung, the more we realized these things. Yeah. And now we've got an album coming out probably around the turn of the year.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I love it.
Does it have a working title?
Yeah.
The album does not have a title. I mean, I've been going by Dreamer for a long time. Yeah, for like maybe 5 years now. Mm-hmm. And of course, he's Sketch, right?
Yeah.
AKA, you know, James Alexander Atkins.
The Animal Dreamer sketch.
Right. Yeah. It's like I've been trying to, I'm just like passively thinking, Sketch Dreamer, Dream Sketcher.
Yeah.
You know.
No, yeah.
But nothing yet, man.
Or just Dream Sketch.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it works. Yeah.
I mean, that's a
description.
I think it's grammatically accurate too.
I think so too.
Sketch.
Yeah.
It's a dream sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think even just dream sketch. You don't have to, like not the Facebook, just Facebook.
Dream sketch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a lot of the tunes I actually dreamt of, like chunks of the tune on the album that like came from a dream. So.
Well, and dude, like I would imagine too, like there's in the creativity that comes through maybe some things that you go through and you deal with. Yeah. I'm sure that it's been a while. Would you say? I guess really the better thing would be to ask you, would you say it's been creatively just going through bullshit? You're like, how does that come out with what you play?
You mean like as I improvise or as we make this album?
Sure, like both, really. Just like in what like stylistically you're doing, because I mean, like I would imagine there's like when I listen to Miles Davis, I feel
Miles from Jazz. That's a jazz joke.
I'm not a jazz head.
I didn't. Hello, this is Miles from Jazz.
No, but I was gonna say when I listen to him, I feel the emotion coming through the horn.
100.
You know, and it's like so that to me that says that he's getting that. That's how he's putting it out. That's how he's kind of fulfillment. Well, it's almost like how he's getting it distilled so that it's that it settles in his soul. You know, like it's through that playing. But I'm like, do you feel like that when you play? Is that like something that you, or is it just I'm playing?
Well, it's a, you know, with the playing, there's like a two-step part of, in general, very generalized, two-step kind of relationship with performing, in that you're in the band, you're in the shed, working stuff out, using the thinking and such analytical brain. And then when you get on the bandstand, you literally have to clear everything. You can't be thinking about nerves. You can't be thinking about the hot chick over there. You can't be thinking about a beef you might have with someone. It literally is zen, like in the truest form of the word, for you to be a vessel for things to come through, right? And so to be able to get to that headspace, there has to be, in my opinion, these elements of self-awareness, but even more as a result or part and parcel of the self-awareness is radical honesty with what you're bringing to the table, how you've been sounding, where your ugly parts are, right? This Jung type shadow stuff. Like you really have to be in touch with that and honest with yourself, or else these intrusive thoughts and distractions are going to come at you when you're performing, and you're not going to be able to get into the flow state. So going through this hardship is like a trial, right? To that really, depending on the person, and you have to practice it for the rest of your life. Like I was saying before, you can still fall. It's almost like this weird addict type thing. Yeah. But you really have to be that honest. You can have all the suffering and hardship, but if you've just been avoiding your shadow and your trauma and all this shit, then there's a good chance you're going to be fucked and trying to enter the flow state. So you got to be that. Just really look at yourself in the mirror, and I was forced to bottoming out with several things that had happened in my life. I had to accept that I was the common denominator, regardless of who did this, do that. Like there started to feel like a series of things, and I'm like, I'm the common element here. And further, I'm the only one that I have influence over. Period. Micro, macro, in conversation, large arc, whatever. It's only like I can only, right? That's like building your own box. That's what we've been talking about.
Is where your control lies. It's just in yourself.
Just in yourself. It's this stoic thing that a lot of people are digging into now, which is great. I think it's great. A lot of it is awesome.
Ego is the enemy.
Sure. I mean, you got to eat, but yeah. I'm just kidding. No, but that's so.
But what you're talking about is even bigger than just music, too.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's once I believe once you're able to tap into this, then you do what you were describing Eric was doing. No. You just sit there. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to convince anybody of anything. You don't have to give your power away to someone for their validation. If someone can figure out what terms to use, whatever it is, to understand that dynamic, all of a sudden it's like this veil is lifted and you're like, man, like it's so much more simple if I just get these emotions out of the way. And it's just like a formula in a way, like stop giving your power away and stop misaligning or misassigning your self-worth. And once you're able to do that, then this law of attraction, or at least a form of it, starts to happen. And that's, I think, that whole quote, be the change you want to see in the world. Like there's a little bit of that there. Yeah. You don't try to like grab the fish, right? You just put your hand there and it'll swim to you. You attract this vibe.
Yeah, dude, I wrote this in my journal today, bro. The wonderful thing about the trash is that very often it takes itself out.
Sure.
So you just let the negative energy leave you. It's doing you a favor.
Yeah.
So let it do you the favor of leaving you so that you can get yourself back in a sphere where positive energy, emanates. Because it is the cancerous mentalities that people have and the fucking LA vibes that have
we're all susceptible
put a fucking stain on this beautiful city.
Fucking Los Angeles, man.
No, but you also give me some hope that not everyone in LA coming from LA is of course not. I mean, but there's like two types of people that come from California. There's people that come from California because they want to get away from it, and there's people that come from California thinking they want to turn Texas into it.
Right,
and it's like
conquer Texas.
There's a reason you left, motherfucker.
Yes,
don't forget why.
I don't want Austin to turn into LA.
No.
Right. Yeah.
And this city's, people say it's blue. It's purple, y'all. It's not blue.
Sure.
It's purple.
There's so many different perspectives and experiences here. Yep. Like there's no way to really, put a label on everybody.
Which is kind of great. I mean, we want things to be a melting pot. We want there to be like it not all just to be one thing, right? Like that slows like progress in a way. So
and we need things that are like people seeing things different perspectives, because it's like nobody wants to live in a world where everybody agrees on everything. It sounds horrific.
It's boring.
Echo chamber. It's sad.
Yeah. Like this, but also don't be a shitbag. It's
right.
Like
that, and that's just it. You can think I'm awesome without tearing someone else down. Like it's for some reason it's a nuanced or gray area. It's like you can be this and not like exact shit on other people, right? But bring it back to James and the album. He and I disagree on a ton of stuff. Yeah. That's the yin yang stuff. But there is definitely, and it's kind of a.
You're like that's forging the steel of the creative
iron,
or whatever.
The iron sharpens iron. There's a brotherly aspect to that, and
as long as the good faith stays intact.
Yes,
because I think that's what it has to be. Like if you start to, and that's where you're at, where you were like, wait, they're not coming in good faith anymore.
100, yeah.
Shit. You know, and it's
bad
like
faith, good faith.
It's how you're approaching that conflict.
And people, I don't know if people think they're just being cool about it, and it's like it's noticeable when you change your vibe towards somebody. It's very, we're all just sensitive to that. It's a vibe thing. It's like you don't. It's not even a word you say. It's just how you're
like intuition in a way.
Yeah. Sure, and that's something that's important to not lose, like awareness or like connection with is your intuition, both in relationships and like romantic and otherwise. Yeah, like that's typically the alarm system that goes off the earliest, and time after time after you ignore it and everything's said and done, you look back and you're like, fuck,
yeah, should have
listened. So it's super valid, you know.
Yeah, well, and it's also like if you know, like I'm coming from a good place.
Sure.
And I know that this is not happening. It's like I know that I just need to keep the faith that if I keep doing, because I've felt this in my life where I'm like in a year's time, like this time last year was like I'm not good, but it was like I kept the faith even. I kept my like people are talking their shit.
Right.
They're saying what they want to fucking let them talk. Let them fucking talk, dude.
Just like keeping your eye on the prize.
I think it's funny. My name's in your fucking mouth. Like you know what I mean? Like so.
You may think X, Y about me, but you're talking about me.
You're talking about me.
It's in the conversation.
Why are you talking about me? What is it about? Because I don't hate you. Like I don't. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where
not giving them that energy.
Sure. Yeah. The more important takeaway is this, like these lessons, like the awareness, the signs if someone is doing something, like the cues, the tells of that. Right, and that's something that James and I have talked about a lot, is just being quicker at catching like the symptoms or whatever, you know, because it does feel like it's toxicity. You know, there's like a symptom.
It
element,
spreads,
exact symptomatic thing there.
Yeah.
So just being quick at that, like, and then adjusting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and like you've definitely fully adjusted, man. I mean, you're on your track with the shit you got going now with the album. You got. Like gigs are coming or still coming, and
I'm
like
thankful for
things that. Like opportunities tend to beget opportunities, you know. And it's you're just like it's the blocks get stacked, and all of a sudden it's like.
So living in this city, in the Austin community, the music community, it's been forgiving, because I've had my shit, I'll tell you, and I've been here long enough, right? So it's bound to happen. It's just a numbers game. But you know, I'm 6 years sober, so.
Dude,
but
nice. I didn't even realize that, dude. We have I'm 3 and change.
Yeah, congrats. Yeah, I mean, it's just the best for me.
Yeah,
and for everybody
I like
around
that you're
me.
the kind of sober person. This is like not. It's just a thing, because I didn't even realize that about you. You know,
right?
It's like you don't broadcast.
Cali
it.
sober. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's same.
Sure.
Same, bro.
Yeah, but you know, like now, I'm able to. I'm very proud and thankful for the opportunity to give back in a way that I can. I'm sure I could, you know, improve and streamline or whatever, and I'm working on that stuff. But I finally feel like I've been able to give back. I'm at Jupiter and these other gigs. I'm hiring different bands. I'm not just hiring one group every single Friday and just getting like hoarding money. I'm really and it's a, you know, listen, I might disagree with someone else about this, and that's cool. I just don't really feel I can't align myself with hoarding privilege.
Right.
This is a Moonchild quote. This band Moonchild played their Tiny Desk concert, and the lead singer says, like, and it's a great distinction. Privilege in and of itself isn't bad. Like a lot of us like kind of, this is just a rich kid or a trust fund or whatever, right? I used to be like this a little bit, but it's like, no, how is one to control whether that happens for them or not? It's what they do with it. It's the attitude. Same with IQ's actually like that too. But the hoarding, this hoarding shit.
Yeah,
it's not circumstance. Well, it's action. It's how you act on that.
It's like
spend your privilege.
It's like game theory, right? Like
again,
you know what I mean. Like so, like if you have like a yay or nay vote, and basically if two people nay vote with each other twice in a row, it's just nay for the rest. It's like
right,
because it's like if I come in good faith and then you come in bad faith,
right,
and then the next one it's like. I come in bad faith, but you come in good faith, and I'm like, okay, maybe on the third one we'll meet. I'll meet them on good faith here,
right.
You know,
okay.
and then it can stay good faith,
sure.
But it's like, you like the the way that it can go, because they've run computer simulations on these games sick. Where they play them out, and it's like it always ends up the same when like two people start going like opting out,
right?
Like consecutively, it turns into it never goes back to like
it just loops on itself.
Which is because negative, and it sucks because that's kind of what you're talking about, trying to get away from. So in that way, it's like
so interesting because it seems like there is an emphasis on the individual just winning. I'm winning. Go to the jam. Oh, I got to win. Yeah. You know, in the industry and the community, the dynamic oftentimes feels like the winning and appearing a certain status or fame is more important. It's almost like biblical in a way. I'm not religious at all, but it's this like similar to this Good Samaritan thing. You're so caught up in something, and I don't know the story that well. I might be misrepresenting it, but you're so caught up in something that isn't real that you walk by a human suffering. You just walk by them. Yeah, and it's just like we're foregoing human connection and treating people humanely for this thing. And what you're talking about sounds related. I don't know how yet, but it seems like what you've described is people now just like it's separation, rather than connection.
Yeah. So, well, and it takes up one person maybe coming back and going, I'll vote yay. Sure. You know, like because ultimately, like I've had weird things happen where I've had, and I'm not even going to say names, but they're right and not far from this room, and it's like where I'm like I don't get it, but I'm like. I'm not going to try to make sense of anything, and I'm still going to come in good faith. Right. I don't care if maybe they don't like me behind closed doors. Sure. I'm going to not fake being nice. Right. I'm going to be who I am, real to you. Yeah. And I'm not, that's not, because like you said, that's the only fucking thing that I can control.
Exactly.
You know?
You don't want to give that power away to someone else to change that out of you.
You're feeding that negativity, and it becomes just a feedback loop.
And they can say, see, look. I was right.
Yeah. Yeah, they see that behavior and like,
exactly. Because you do everything right. And then that one time you go, I'm going to fucking stoop to that. Fuck this. Yeah. And then that's the time where you're like, see, look at this person. Everybody's like, and then you know, okay, I fucking fucked up. Because we all do from time to time. Yeah. But like, it's like just staying consistent. And what I was going to say too, with like coming back on the like things that were said. And it's funny how like a year later, like things happened recently where I'm like, oh, other people's opinion of me, it was like, I thought would have not liked me all of a sudden are like, you know, hey, like appreciate you, what you're doing. And you're like, oh, so maybe that person's or like group of people's, you know, what they're saying, it was in my head. Cause it's like, and I try to, it's like go high road, guys, go high road. Yeah. You know, like, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you want to go petty, bro. Yeah. I fucking know it, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it doesn't pay. And any time that I've done, not only have I regretted it afterwards, but I've also usually paid some kind of price for it too.
Yes.
You know?
Nailed it.
It's always easy to be petty too. Yeah. It's the easiest option because it's often the first and it's like the quickest way to just like jab back.
It's kind of the default. Yeah, it's the first emotion and the series of emotions that come after somebody does some fucked up shit. Yeah, it's the first one probably.
It's a reaction rather than a response.
And then maybe the second one is like, what the fuck? And then the third one's like, this really hurts. And then, you know, it just goes boom, boom.
Yeah, you know, and that's a great point actually, you know, kind of circles back to what we've already been talking about in some ways. But like, I think part of it is just allowing yourself to have that reaction. Just don't act on it, right? That's like it's so simple, but for so many of us, it's a big lesson to learn in life. Like, don't act impulsively on your shit. Yeah. But don't punish yourself or avoid the thought that's happening. Yeah. It's okay. It just means you're human. I have petty thoughts all the time.
As an improvisational artist, use space to your advantage.
Right. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's huge.
Yeah, like you get it. So like you don't have to like you be like Elon Musk where he takes like fucking 5 minutes to answer a question.
Well, you can't have that reactive element.
Unless he's
maybe not that long.
Unless he's shunned by Trump, and then he's like, oh yeah, Epstein.
I love that everybody hates him. I mean, he is probably the Antichrist, but he's not that bad.
I think he's just all over the place. I don't know enough about him to say anything.
But dude, no, for sure. Though.
Wild.
Yeah,
bro, fucking A.
What haven't we covered? Are we?
Well, I feel like that came to a nice little halt right there. Okay. It feels right because we're right at like 90 minutes now. Sure. So that's a nice
Time
little
flies.
nice right, dude. Yeah. I gotta say though, man, dude, thank you for coming, bro. This has been like so fun. Like we've had conversations like, you know, but
I'm protective of my energy.
Yeah.
So
and that's why I appreciate that you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
It never stops meaning anything to me. I think to you, like when we get like really cool people that are cool enough to give us some time.
It's nice to get to know both of y'all.
Yeah,
too.
bro.
I appreciate that.
And it's nice. I agree because I had no idea you were like Bill Hicks. Like you were.
Oh, yeah.
You're a comedy guy, bro.
100%.
That's why you loved Kill Tony because like, you're a comedy guy, bro.
Hicks,
yeah.
Bill Burr.
Yeah, dude.
Chappelle. You know, beautiful,
bro. Yeah. So like, I appreciate everything, man. And dude, you got Whistlers. You got fucking. What were the other ones you said that your weeklies?
We got
do your plugs. Go
do
ahead.
your plugs, please.
We've got Whistlers from 8 to 11 every Tuesday. Every Friday we've got Jupiter Supper Club. We've got different groups featured in there. This week we've got this is going to come out after our show, but we'll have done a show with Sketch.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And we'll have had our special guest, this trumpet player from an amazing vocalist. She's like killing it right now. She's doing so good, and she sounds fucking great. Samora Joy, her trumpet player, is going to be playing with us, and he sounds amazing too. Very young cat. Went to University of Miami, where I went. All the music nerds will know.
Nice.
But he's in and out of San Antonio, and he's going to be playing with us this week too. But that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I just met him in New York, and I'm like, "You're in San Antonio? Come play with us."
Yeah. Fuck
This is what we fucking do. Not
no. Yeah. Like
come,
dude. I want to come sing with y'all sometime, man.
Come at Whistlers. Pick a tune. What do you got?
Okay.
My Funny
I'll
Valentine.
do standards. Yeah. I'll do any standards you want to do. I'm pretty versed on.
I'm down, dude. Yeah. That'd be sick.
I'm quite well versed on Frank Sinatra's catalog.
Okay, cool. Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah, easy. Nothing.
I like Luck
I got
Be a
you
Lady.
under my skin.
You know Luck Be a Lady?
Luck be a lady tonight.
11. Yeah.
Luck if you've ever been a lady.
Oh, man. Yeah, he gets like...
Yeah, dude. It's like,
gets a little deep there. Gets that gravel.
Lady never blows on another man's dice.
Right. There is that angst in there.
Did Leonard Cohen write that? Who wrote that?
Right.
That's fucking great.
But a couple more plugs.
Yeah, please.
Hit up.
I'll be playing occasionally at Cuba 512, already mentioned. Every other week at Il Bruto. I got different guys coming in from San Antonio and Austin.
Yeah.
And then there was one more. I'm in and out of Lil Darlin, playing that stage out in their back patio. I love that bar. It's my favorite bar. So
nice.
A plug for Lil Darlin.
Yeah.
But it also sucks because I don't want anybody to go out there. So they're horrible. It's garbage.
I
Don't
feel that
blow
way
it up.
about
Don't
certain
blow it
places.
up. Come on.
They have horrible cheesecake.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll tag you on Instagram. So yeah,
sure.
All that will be tagged. But yeah, dude, nice. Did you have any other ones? Is there the ones right now?
I think that's it. I'll just end with a couple of toots.
There we go.
Yeah, give us a little
Take us in, take us out, brother.